So, guys, I've been having a really difficult time putting this spindle assembly together. This bull gear, which is the first thing I need to slide on, is almost impossible to get on. The fit is so perfect that it's just been really difficult for me. Now, the only thing that's been sort of successful was I drilled a hole on this piece of wood so I can get a little bit of leverage in, or have the spindle sit in it. And what I've been able to do is I lubed everything with a little bit of WD-40. If I place this on here just right and wiggle it back and forth, it's actually really difficult. You can see I'm able to slowly work it down, and I would be able to push it. I'm afraid to go any further because I actually have to take this off. Really frustrating. So my game plan is I'm going to use this piece of wood. Using this setup, I'm going to make a jig where I'm going to mount this headstock on here, mount this here, make sure the hole is perfectly lined up with the spindle in here, so I could do something like this. Now, this is a little wobbly, that's why I want this mounted on this board. Eventually it'll be something like that. Hold this nice and straight and level, so the goal is to have that in the middle of that opening. You know, obviously I would have the gear already sort of worked on. Let's see if I could push it down. I don't know if that'll work because there's just not a lot of space in here. But I'm gonna try that. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. All right, guys, I made a mistake. I thought my camera was on and I was filming, and I wasn't. But I realized that my setup here wasn't going to work out as perfectly as I thought it was going to. I thought I would be able to flip this whole thing on its side, you know, like that, so I can sort of push down on this bull gear. But it didn't work out like that because I can only get this spindle in so far. The way this headstock, it's curved in there, so I can't get this spindle. I thought I can get it all the way seated in and everything would lay flat, but that didn't work out. So what I did is I kind of just plopped this against my hip and tried to squeeze the bull gear onto the spindle as best I could, and I started to make a little bit of headway, and then I went to go change my camera view and realized the camera wasn't on. So I've gotten that far, and I need to go this distance and hold this keyway. Hopefully when it slides on, it lines up with this, and I'll figure out how to put the Woodruff key back in there. So I've made a little bit of progress, and I got to take a minute to pause and figure out if the other gears fit on now, or do I push this on a little bit more, because I need to have a little bit of play. So see right now I think I have to put this bull gear has to go further that way, so I can move this spindle that way so I can get the other gears on. So I think that's what I need to do. I wanted to stop before I got too far. So I'm going to take a minute and pause and make sure that what I'm doing is correct about it. But that's a headstock on its side, so I'm going to see if I can push this gear down more. And I've already sprayed this with WD-40. I'll probably hit it a little bit more. Alright, this has really been trying, so I hope this works. And I also hope that when I push this down, I still have enough play to get the other gears on. I think it'll work. If not, I'll be very upset because then I have to knock this gear back out. But let me give it a shot. Working. Let me try what I did before. Just kind of placed this on my hip and then I was just trying to squeeze the gear. Don't know my own strength. It's mallet time. Alright, I'm going to take another pause because this frustration's really eating at me. Alright, I think I might be onto something. Instead of trying to just squeeze this gear to slide over the spindle, I was just seeing if I can get this other pulley gear on there. Maybe that would help give me a little bit more leverage for my fingers. I noticed that if I twisted this spindle as I squeezed this, I was actually making headway. And also I decided to try and get all the other pieces on while I have the space, because I think as I drive this through, this is going to go through here and I'll be out of luck if I don't get all these pieces on. So the only thing I'm trying to figure out is one side has this inner ring and the other side is flush. So I'm guessing this inner ring feels like it goes in that way. So it'd also be good if I can kind of turn this, because I was also worried about lining up those keyways, I guess that you call it, and if I can do that, that might alleviate that problem. So I'm just gonna go at it. Alright, I think I got to rubber mallet it. So that was working, but it worked a little bit too well. It went a little bit too far. So now I can't get the woodruff key, access to the woodruff key. Yeah. I gotta get it lined up. The holes lined up. Okay. All right. My hopes are a little bit higher. I seem to be making progress, and I'm able to kind of move the spindle in and out relatively with ease, and to turn it to line it up with the so this slot right there, if you can see, let me zoom in. this slot here can line up with that slot here. Okay, but my next challenge is I gotta get this woodruff key sort of in there, and I don't seem to have enough room. When I get the spindle in more, it's hard to explain whether this is this way or this way. I don't have enough room to get this woodruff key in the slot, and I'm wondering if I have to knock out the desk cover, which is in here. I don't know, I'm in another head scratching moment here. I gotta think about this. Well guys, I figured it out. I just realized if you, after nudging everything back and forth and just trying out different angles, I realized if you put the woodruff key in at an angle, it'll kind of slide right underneath and cradle itself in that half moon dugout, the Keyway. So everything is pretty much lined up, and all I have to do is press this in, and I hope I have everything together the right way, and just need to put on a collar and over here, and I hopefully will be done with the headstock. All right, that was pretty easy. Let's go tighten this. So this collar actually has 2 set screws. And this bull gear has one right there. So I'm going to tighten that up. All right, seems to be moving smooth. So I'm gonna put the dust covers on both sides. Having a hard time. This bearing doesn't want to go past this. I don't remember this being so difficult to get off. I think I have to take another break and review my film where I took this off. See if I can figure out why this is getting caught up on something.